Have you ever stood in front of your fall and winter wardrobe and realized it's mostly gray, black, and beige? Safe colors, yes, but also a little dull, and maybe even uninspiring when you're trying to put an outfit together. And in that moment, have you ever asked yourself, at my age, should I even bother taking risks with color? Or should I just stick to what feels safe, Here's the truth, after 60, we don't have to hide behind muted tones. In fact, this is the perfect time to play with colors that bring out our energy, our confidence, and our elegance. Color doesn't just brighten up your clothes, it brightens up you. In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 magical shades for fall and winter: plum, olive, and chocolate brown, These colors not only make you look fresher and more youthful, they highlight your sophistication and give you that undeniable presence. So stay with me, because you'll see how one simple shift in color can completely transform the way you look, and the way you feel. You know, once we hit our 60s, a lot of us tend to fall back on safe colors like black, gray, or beige, because we believe they're classic, easy, and hard to get wrong. But here's the truth, sometimes playing it too safe can actually make us look older, more tired, and even less confident. Color psychology shows us that what we wear doesn't just affect our mood, it shapes the way people see us. In fact, research from the Pantone Color Institute in 2022 found that 85% of people say they judge first impressions more by color than by hairstyle or clothing style. That's huge. Let me share a real story. I had a client, 62 years old, who wore almost nothing but black. She thought it made her look polished and slimmer. One day, I encouraged her to try a deep plum sweater. She wore it to a dinner party, and guess what? Friends kept telling her how radiant she looked, how much younger she seemed. But the most important part? She felt amazing. She smiled more, carried herself taller, and later told me, I haven't felt this confident in years, That's the magic of color. Sometimes a small change, just swapping one shade, can shift how others see us, and even how we see ourselves. What do you think? Have you ever put on something in a bold color, maybe outside your comfort zone, and suddenly people couldn't stop complimenting you? Maybe you even felt your mood lift the moment you saw yourself in the mirror. If you've had that experience, you know exactly what I'm talking about. From a professional perspective, I always remind women, color is more powerful than your hairstyle or even your makeup, Why? Because it's the very first thing people notice about you. A plum blouse, an olive scarf, or a chocolate brown handbag. They all speak before you say a single word. And according to a Princeton University study, it takes just 7 seconds for someone to form their first impression of you. 7 seconds, and color carries most of that weight. I'll be honest, I've felt this myself. For years, I stuck to beige and soft grays. They were safe. But one day, I tried on an olive green coat. The reaction from friends blew me away. They said I looked vibrant, healthy, confident. That's when I realized, we don't necessarily age because of the number on our birthday cake. Sometimes we age ourselves by hiding behind dull, lifeless colors. So let me ask you, when was the last time you tried a new shade? When was the last time your closet felt fresh and exciting? Imagine walking out tomorrow in a plum sweater or wrapping a rich chocolate brown scarf around your shoulders. Don't you think people would see you in a whole new light? That's the power of color. And now, let's dive deeper into why plum, olive, and chocolate brown are the ultimate power trio for fall and winter, and how these shades can become your secret weapon for looking polished, elegant, and confident after 60. Let's break down these 3 magic colors for fall and winter, because they're not just seasonal trends, they can completely transform the way we're seen after 60. First, let's talk about plum. This deep, jewel-toned purple feels elegant and refined, almost like wearing an amethyst stone. Color experts say plum makes the face appear up to 30% brighter under warm lighting compared to black. I remember being at a dinner party where a woman, about my age, wore the simplest plum dress. No heavy makeup, no flashy jewelry, and yet, she drew everyone's attention the moment she walked in. She looked polished, confident, unforgettable. And I couldn't help but wonder, when was the last time we allowed ourselves to wear a color that bold? What about you? If you had a party tomorrow, would you dare to choose plum over your usual black? Just imagine how different you might feel walking into that room. Next is asterisk olive. Now, olive is technically a neutral, but it's so much more interesting than beige or gray. It's rooted in nature, which makes it calming, grounding, and surprisingly versatile. Historically, it was used in military uniforms, so it carries strength and resilience. But pair it with silk, cashmere, or suede, and suddenly it becomes soft, feminine, and chic. I'll never forget the first time I wore an olive coat. My friends immediately told me I looked stronger, healthier, and somehow more stylish. And here's something interesting. According to asterisk Vogue, olive ranked among the top 5 outerwear colors chosen by women over 55 in fall/winter 2023. Why? Because it strikes that perfect balance between elegance and approachability. Have you overlooked this shade for too long? Think about it. What if you swapped that safe beige cardigan for an olive one? The effect might surprise you. And then there's asterisk chocolate brown. Warm, rich, and luxurious. Where black can sometimes feel harsh, especially against mature skin, chocolate brown is softer, more flattering, and far easier to wear. Research from the Fashion Psychology Institute found that 68% of women over 60 felt they looked more vibrant and youthful in chocolate brown compared to black. I had a dear friend, 65, who carried nothing but black handbags for over 20 years. Then one day, she switched to a chocolate brown leather bag. The compliments poured in. Suddenly she looked modern, elegant, even refreshed. She told me she felt like she had rediscovered herself. And I have to ask, how many black handbags do you own? Have you ever tried replacing just one with a chocolate brown bag? Sometimes the smallest shift opens the door to a completely new version of yourself. That's why plum, olive, and chocolate brown aren't just colors. They're tools to reintroduce yourself to the world, to show elegance, strength, and warmth all at once. And coming up next, I'll share practical outfit formulas and layering tricks to help you turn these shades into a signature fall and winter style that feels uniquely yours. The easiest formula I like to share for fall and winter is simple. Plum as your accent, olive as your base, and chocolate brown to pull everything together. Asterisk. It's a trio that feels elegant, modern, and perfectly wearable for women over 60. Picture this. A soft plum sweater, paired with tailored olive trousers, and topped with a classic chocolate brown trench coat. You don't need anything flashy, just that combination alone makes you look polished and pulled together. Walk into a coffee shop dressed like that, and I promise you'll turn heads. People will notice not just your outfit, but the quiet confidence it gives you. Now, here's the golden rule of layering. It has to be light, fitted, and intentional. Once we hit our 60s, heavy or bulky layers can weigh us down and even make us look older. Harper's Bazaar recently reported that *72% of women over 55 said they feel more confident when their layers are streamlined and well-fitted. That means each piece should add something to the look, not just pile on fabric. I'll give you a personal example. One winter, I wore all black from head to toe. When I looked in the mirror, even I thought, this feels a little too flat. Then I added a plum scarf and swapped my black shoes for chocolate brown boots. The difference was night and day. My friends actually asked if I had changed my hairstyle or makeup, when in reality, it was just the color accents doing all the work. Have you ever had that moment? Where one small change suddenly makes you look refreshed and full of life? So let me ask you, how many times have you looked into your winter closet and thought, I have nothing to wear, even though it's full of neutrals like black, gray, and beige? If that sounds familiar, maybe it's time to bring in a few pieces in plum, olive, or chocolate brown. Even one or two items can completely lift your look and change the way you feel. And layering isn't just about style, it's practical too. Temperatures shift throughout the day, and being able to add or remove a layer keeps you comfortable without sacrificing elegance. The bonus? Every time you adjust a layer, you create a fresh version of your outfit. Which brings us to the next important piece of the puzzle. textures and accessories, asterisk. Because color may set the mood, but it's the fabrics and details that bring your whole look to life. When it comes to style after 60, color is only half the story. The other half is all about asterisk textures, accessories, and those small details asterisk that can completely elevate a look. Imagine this: a soft plum cashmere sweater, paired with an olive suede skirt, finished with chocolate brown leather boots. 3 different textures, 3 complementary colors, layered together in a way that feels warm, luxurious, and effortless. According to research from the New York Fashion Institute, 64% of women over 55 say fabric choice directly impacts whether an outfit feels elegant or just ordinary. That's how powerful material really is. And then there are accessories. Sometimes the tiniest detail makes the biggest difference. I remember a colleague who usually dressed very simply. One day she showed up wearing a pair of olive green earrings. That's it, just earrings. But suddenly, everyone was complimenting her, saying she looked refreshed, younger, more vibrant. She later told me she couldn't believe something so small could have such an impact. Have you ever had that happen? Where one little accessory completely changed how people responded to you? I've experienced it too. For years, I carried only black handbags because I thought they went with everything. Then I switched to a chocolate brown leather bag, and instantly people noticed. Friends told me I looked warmer, more approachable, even younger. It made me realize that sometimes one simple swap is all it takes to breathe new life into your style. And let's not forget shoes. They don't just carry us through the day, they speak for us. Chocolate brown boots instantly add sophistication, olive flats give you comfort with a chic twist, and plum heels are the perfect statement piece for an evening out. A survey by Footwear News revealed that over 70% of women over 60 feel more confident when their shoes match or complement their accessories. It's those small connections that pull a look together. Isn't it interesting how the little things, your bag, your earrings, your shoes, often leave the longest impression? So let me ask you, what's that one accessory in your closet that makes you feel instantly elevated when you wear it? A scarf, a pair of earrings, a handbag? And with that in mind, we can move into the next step: how to use these colors in a way that feels flexible and personal. So you're not just following a formula, you're creating a style that's uniquely your own. If you're someone who tends to play it safe, start small. Try a plum lipstick, a chocolate brown handbag, or maybe a delicate olive necklace. These little touches are easy to mix in with what you already own, and they won't feel overwhelming. I'll never forget the first time I wore a plum lipstick to a friend's birthday party. Nothing else about my outfit had changed, but suddenly everyone kept telling me how fresh and vibrant I looked. That one detail carried the whole evening. Now, if you're a little more daring, go ahead and wear all 3 shades together. Picture a plum sweater, olive trousers, and a chocolate brown coat. That combination feels rich, polished, and put together, like you had a stylist plan your look for you. In fact, a 2023 AARP survey found that 58% of women over 60 said trying a bold new color combination made them feel like a brand new version of themselves. Isn't that incredible? Here's a simple trick to personalize it even more. Let your skin tone guide your color choices. If you have fair skin, let plum be the star. It brings instant radiance. If your skin has warm undertones, make olive your base. It blends beautifully and enhances your glow. And if you're more neutral, chocolate brown works perfectly as your foundation, giving balance and softness while allowing the other shades to pop. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and swapped different colors just to see how your face lights up? It's amazing how quickly your whole energy changes. I used to think, at my age, do I really need to experiment? But then I wore all 3 of these colors to a class reunion. To my surprise, friends said I looked more stylish than I ever had back when I was working full-time. That's when it hit me: there are no rigid rules here. What really matters is having the courage to try and noticing how it makes you feel. So let me ask you, if you had to start this week, what would you choose? A lipstick? A scarf? Or would you dive in and try the full trio of colors? Maybe this is the moment to give yourself permission to rediscover who you are through color, and open the door to a style journey that feels confident, free, and completely your own. Plum, olive, and chocolate brown aren't just seasonal trends for fall and winter. They're the secret to looking youthful, elegant, and confident after 60. Fashion isn't about hiding your age, it's about celebrating the journey you've walked. Every shade tells a story, and your style is the voice that brings it to life. So here's my challenge for you. This week, try at least one piece in these 3 colors and see the difference for yourself. Then share your own, before and after, in the comments, because your transformation could be the inspiration another woman needs. And remember, what we explored today is only one important piece of the puzzle. If you truly want to build a style that makes you feel confident, radiant, and beautiful after 50, there's still more to discover. If you're serious about looking and feeling your best, then my next video, don't miss. Hair color fashion trends 2025 hottest for women after 50, is something you absolutely cannot skip. It's the missing piece that will show you how to brighten your face instantly and complete your transformation.